funky there.
I know that must be a new one that they got. Riverside FM, man. Make sure y'all copy it if y'all want to do what we're doing live. Well, live podcasts and all that stuff. Make sure you get our link. We're going to be posting that below where you can get yourself a Riverside. But that's not
Powered
the
by
one I wanted.
Riverside FM.
There you go.
There we go.
Damn.
Powered by Riverside.
Good morning. Good evening. Good night.
Rise up, everybody.
Man, one day we're gonna have a band playing that live, like a Saturday night live. You know what I'm saying? What's up,
Right.
Ely?
What's up, bro? Mo Fanua?
Man, you know what it is. Busy week, but first of all, shout out to the USO Dr. Fale. Oh, Fale.
Dr. Ofisa?
Shit, shout out to Dr. Ofisa, baby, for coming on to the podcast, interviewing with Ely. Y'all seen it. It's posted all over our platform. Appreciate, good to know. Man, I wish I was in Idaho right now. But when I do come out to Seattle, we will try to make a trip out there to Idaho to get adjusted, realigned. For real.
Exactly. We can make it that drive out there. Come to Seattle, we'll drive out there to Idaho.
I know, man. But we are gonna jump first to our business highlight, spotlight. You know what I'm saying? This week we want to give a shout out to Charlene Lewis. Yes, Charlene Lewis. Oh, that's our girl from Washington State. If you don't know where that's at, that's up in the Northwest, far Northwest in Seattle, and Tacoma, Spanaway. She covers all that area. You can find Charlene Lewis on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. The girl's everywhere. But she also got her LinkedIn bio. The LinkedIn bio says the Lost Samoan because she's a Lost Samoan. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, girl. That's the one. Did I need to
Nice.
add? Did I need to add anything else on that one?
You said link on bio.
Yep.
Does she have a website?
Lincoln. Oh yeah, that's right. The link. Tune into her LinkedIn bio. Her LinkedIn bio. That's called the Lost Samoan. That's it right there. And we're gonna be posting it below the link too, man. Shout out to you, Charlene. If you need a house, you need a home, that's who you contact. We are up there in the Northwest. Also, she also gives out free. I wouldn't say free, but she she gives out advice. You know what I'm saying? Financial advice. She's really good with numbers, man. So shout out to you, Charlene. Let's go. All right, and we're jumping right to it, man. So this week we had a busy week in the whole U.S. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is now officially the president of the U.S. And Illy, what we got going on, man? We got a few topics. We're going to be covering Tulsi Gabbard. We're going to be covering. How do you pronounce the other guy's name?
Cash
Linkio,
Patel.
Cash Patel, and of course, my man, wait, wait, Robert K.F. Jr. Wait, what? How do you
Robert F. Kennedy.
R. Robert
RFK.
RFK Jr. RFK Jr. There you go, man. And how do you want to do this, cousin? Do you want to play through the video and we have a video review on this one, or do you want to just jump right to what you have to say? Because the first one that you sent out was Kamo Cash. Kash Patel. Tell us about him for those that don't know what's going on, cuz.
Play the video real quick.
Cool. That's what we're going to do. Let me see here.
Cause how long is that video? It's not that long. This is a
Video's
funny
about
one.
4 and 19 minutes. You want to jump into that one first?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's
All
funny.
right. And that one right there, y'all can see it right there, man. Shout out to Sky News Australia. Our folks from Australia. Shout out to Finau Fanua. Yes, sir. Anyways, disclaimer: what we have playing, that's not our stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is just for entertainment purposes. Seek professional advice. and we do not
And
own none of this.
exactly, and we don't represent any parties, right, bro?
Yeah, for real, man. We're straight non-biased. Well, at least we're trying to be non-biased. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, we just want to have a discussion from us Samoans,
There we
two
go.
cousins, just our own personal opinion.
Podcast, he asked you, the Capitol Police in that fake
Let me rewind
January
that one more
6th
time.
committee, they
She's
didn't
saying
tell the truth,
Joe
did
Rogan.
they?
No,
Patel, no. On Joe Pack's podcast, he asked
Joe
you,
Pack.
the Capitol Police in
oh
that
Joe
fake
Pack.
January 6th committee, they didn't tell the truth, did they? Patel, no. Not just them, many others. And lying under oath is a federal offense and they should be investigated for it. Do you believe that about the police officers?
That's a general statement and a mischaracterization of what I said. I encourage you to read the rest of the interview. This is why snippets of information are often misleading and detrimental to this committee's advice and consent
Well,
process.
if you consent, I would love to have 5 hours of questions and then I could read the whole transcript.
You've got 2
Okay.
minutes.
Wow.
Damn.
Pause right there, dude.
Where am I at? That dude just. It's no wonder why Donald Trump picked him, huh? They got the same attitude.
The fact that he told her straight up, "You got 2 minutes. You've been doing your homework and stuff." This guy is straightforward. And a little history with him. I believe he started off as a federal prosecutor, and he then went to the Pentagon as chief of staff. And then I'm sure he did something else after that, but now he's been appointed as the uh, for the director of FBI. But I just wanted to start off with this one because I just thought how hilarious, because the whole week during these nominations and the interviews, what you call those, the confirmation hearing.
Hmm.
I mean, you just got senators just going at it back and forth. There's a whole bunch of videos on there, but this guy came out classic. It's like basically, hey, you got 2 minutes. Ask me whatever you want, but you got 2 minutes because this is a five. I believe this is the 5 minute round. So I just wanted to share that. But go ahead and start playing. All right, you can stop there. You can take this video down.
Yeah, this is just for the readers, guys.
Hmm.
There you go.
So what I got out of this video is, you know, when people, it's not just this hearing. It's when, how social media these days, how we like to just take certain context from people's video or what they're saying and just put
Hmm.
it out and maybe changing the narrative, unless you really go back to the original footage or the video or the MP3 with and listen to the whole thing and see why they said it or what they really actually meant. But that's why Kash Patel, he said what he said on there, and a lot of this I wanted to compare to what social media is going on. A lot of people are taking things out of context or just misrepresenting what people are trying to say. This is all over, TikTok, Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram. What did you think about it?
Well, I haven't heard about this one until you hit me up on this one.
Hmm.
So I didn't really get any chance for Kash Patel, like who this guy is.
Oh
I
yeah.
wasn't really familiar who he was. He's an American attorney and a former federal prosecutor known for
Okay.
his role in national security, and he's association with former President Donald Trump. What else do we got here? He earned a bachelor's in arts from the University of Richmond and his Jewish doctor in and he's Jewish doctor from Base University. So the guy's pretty much established. But throughout his career, Patel has been staunch defender of Trump and a vocal critic of the FBI. He has a downplayed he has downplayed the significance of classified document found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Do you know about that one? The
You can say
Mar-a-Lago
it
estate?
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just got a
classified.
history. Yeah,
He's got
he
a
just brought a lot of stuff out of the, basically a lot of stuff that was buried. So Cash Patel is one of the guys who just brought everything to surface.
like Tulsi Gabbard and everybody.
That's why I believe, because those three nominees, Cash
Yeah,
Patel, RFK, and Tulsi Gabbard, are the main ones that that they don't want in there, especially RFK and Cash Patel, because of what they know and what they
what they stand for.
expose. Yeah, what they stand for. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, Cash Patel, because I think he'll get in. What do you think? I mean, even though you don't know much, but
I just want to know a little bit more about this guy. So I got this one that you shared us. Let's check this one out. Kind of breaks it down a little bit. Just gonna jump right to it.
Mr. Patel, I think you know that I have great respect for the men and women of the FBI, their mission, fidelity, bravery, integrity.
Okay, so that's what you were talking about. So
mm,
she's about to get into it because she's one of those that did not like him always bashing the FBI.
I believe they deserve a director who respects their work and sacrifices, and they deserve a director who's focused on their mission. This is not about bingo cards or games. This is not about revenge. This is about the safety of our country and the people that work in the FBI. And the FBI runs on facts, it runs on truth. Truth matters. And without truth, the whole system breaks down. You said,
Hey, cousin, real quick.
mm-hmm.
Um, I believe also, and it could be allegedly, that Donald Trump is talking about banning the FBI.
No, 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 no.
It was one of those one of the departments that, or is it the CSI or the whatever? So no, never
What do you
mind.
mean when you say banning? Okay.
Or just cutting them off completely. I I recall it was just like we don't need this because it's isn't the FBI or the
What he's,
CIA?
I think, no, what he wants, what he keeps saying is he does not want to weaponize them. He
Yes,
allegedly claiming, yeah,
because they're the
claiming
ones
that the
also,
Democrats in the past.
and they're also the ones that the FBI is the one that the rumors are that they're actually the ones that's allowing the Cortez the drugs to come into the all that whole thing with the whole assassination and all that stuff. Like the FBI
Mm-hmm.
always covers all that stuff up. So could that be the reason? Like it's these are like the department that's actually sweeping everything under the rug and at time getting of the victims end up being like innocent people and just using other people but covering what the truth behind it. Is that what we're going at with this guy Cash Patel and stuff? He's like kind of shining the light on it.
Yes, yes, sir.
Damn.
you said that Donald Trump has every right to tell the world that in 2020, 2016, and every other election in between was rigged by our government because they were. Yes or no? Did you say that?
I don't have that statement in front of me, but
Okay, that
if
was
you're,
from August 27th, 2023 Drive Time Show. I'll put it on the record. These claims made in that statement were rejected by courts, including by Republican judges. Is that correct?
I don't have enough of the facts in front of me to make that
I will
assessment.
put that statement on the record, but I think everyone in this committee, including the Republican members, knows that these statements were rejected by courts. You were asked about the police officers in the Capitol who testified in the January 6 hearings, and you accused them of lying. Is that correct or not correct?
I don't think that's accurate.
Okay, Joe Packed podcast, March 2024, we'll put it on the record. I was there. The police officers were heroes that day.
Yes.
Did you post on your personal social media account in May of 2024. January 6th, never an insurrection. Cowards in uniforms exposed. They broke the chain of command.
I believe you're referencing a post that was shown in part earlier. I don't have it in front of me.
You posted it and it was on your account, and we will again put that out there.
So what do you think about that, cuz? Now that they're going to like social media, so that's what you were talking about. I'm like, the evidence that they're using is from posts.
Yeah. Well, she's just trying to get him to admit to what he was saying on social media.
Mm,
He's like, "Well, I wrote it." They just want him to answer yes or no.
yeah.
So but I mean, he's just answering, "Well, that's the post that was there that you're reading."
Once more, as we go on, I don't want to lose any more time on this, but every one of these, there's a record of it and you haven't answered. You promoted a COVID vaccine reversal or detox supplement. One scientist said, I quote, "None of these substances in any form would minimize side effects from a COVID-19 vaccine." That is preying on innocent people. Did you perform clinical trials before you made that claim?
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps.
And there goes YouTube with their damn freaking advertisement.
There's a platform that
I'm not a doctor, so no.
But you did promote this supplement and told people that it would reverse or mitigate the,
I'm not a doctor, so no.
but you did promote this supplement and told people that it would reverse or mitigate the side effects from COVID vaccine.
Did I give people an opportunity to make an independent choice for what's best for their families? Yes.
You did that last year, correct?
I don't have it in front of me again, Senator.
Mr. Patel, the FBI tackles some of the most complex threats that we face: terrorists, hostile foreign powers, violent gangs, fentanyl, criminal organizations. Your mission, though, has been to go after people. I've looked at it. I've read this stuff. Yes or no? When Trump wins, did you say this? When Trump wins in 2024 and is in power in 2025, we can prosecute them, referring to Justice Department officials for an actual RICO statute violation for criminally organizing the United States government to break the law to rig presidential elections. Did you say that, yes or no?
Again, Senator, you're reading a partial statement, so I'm unable to fully respond.
Okay, again, we'll put it on the record. X22 report podcast 20, that is from, I'll get you the date, about a year ago. One of the names on your list was Bill Barr. Chairman Grassley has called him one of the most capable cabinet officials I've ever been able to vote for. Senator Graham has said, I have nothing but total respect and admiration for the job done by William Barr as Attorney General of the United States. Is Bill Barr on your list of whatever you want to call them, been referred to as an enemies list? You've called them deep state after serving his country as the Attorney General of the United States. Is he on your list because of a personal vendetta?
Well, it's not whatever we want to call it, Senator. With all due respect, it's not an enemies list. That is a total mischaracterization.
I ask you, I actually used the words you used for the list, which was deep state, right? That's what you put at the
It is
top.
a glossary
Against
in
the
the
Attorney
back.
General of the United States. Is it because of a personal vendetta that he's on the list? You're under oath.
I have no personal vendetta against Bill
Okay,
Barr.
he said about you, you would never be able to command the respect necessary to run the day-to-day operations of the Bureau. That was actually in writing in his book. He had virtually, about you, no experience that would qualify you to serve at the highest level of the world's preeminent law enforcement agency, and that your appointment, as noted by Senator Durbin as Deputy Director to the FBI, would happen over his dead body. Is it, yes or no, why you would put him on the list of deep state as a former Attorney General, Trump Attorney General of the United States, because he wouldn't break the law for Donald Trump? Is that why?
Absolutely not.
As you know, he repeatedly told the president in no uncertain terms that he did not see evidence of fraud that would have affected the outcome of the election. Did you say in February of 2021 that the election stuff was never my job and I stayed out of that stuff?
Again, I don't know what comment you're referring to, but I'm sure you're reading a piece of something.
You said it on Pushback on a podcast. Is it true, though, that in December of 2020, you reached out to the Trump acting deputy attorney general and asked him to investigate a conspiracy theory claiming that people in Italy?
Does she realize that every podcast always disclaimer that that's their own personal opinion? Like,
But sh-
golly.
but she's going in.
Yeah, she's just like, and but all her thing was off of a podcast.
You're catching that, huh?
Yeah, so
Yep.
that's all. I'm just forward to where he can talk now because we already know she's just continually utilizing stuff, and then of course, I mean that she's trying to argue something. That's anybody has personal opinions.
23. You have said that the FBI,
Damn.
including today, you said that they remain utterly FBI headquarters where they investigate cybercrime and terrorism
Ms.
should
Chair.
be shut down and opened as a deep state,
Hey, Mr.
as
Chair,
a museum.
go.
Did he say that the headquarters should be shut down?
Mr.
I
Chair,
deserve an answer to that
It's-
question.
I
He is
guess it's-
asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this. If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Mr.
Mr. Chair.
Chairman, I am quoting his own words
Alone.
from September of 2024.
From a
It is his
podcast.
own words. It is not some conspiracy. It is what Mr. Patel actually said himself. Facts matter.
You forget that you had 3 minutes in the next round to say what you just said.
Okay, I'll say him again.
Okay. Before I call Lee.
Mr. Chair, just parliamentary inquiry, and it was on time. It wasn't disputing any of the debate, but I intend to keep to my 7 minutes, and I appreciate you keeping everyone to it. If we go over, can we have that decrement against the time in the second round? If a member goes over,
I'm not
that was actually 10 minutes, Mr. Chair.
I'm not sure.
Dude, that's why I
It's
forwarded it, man.
Sometimes it's faster to get things done here, just letting people shout and than it does to shut them up.
Mr.
But
Chairman.
You're a wise man, Mr.
before
Chair.
we-
Thank you.
before we go
Mr. Chairman,
to-
Mr. Chairman,
Before we go to Lee,
Mr. Chairman,
yes, what do you want?
I love
This
this
is
guy.
entertaining.
Mr. Chairman, I'm unlike Senator Tillis. I mean, if we're going to start this, I want an extra 3 minutes.
Well,
Now, my friend Senator
I'm not-
Klobuchar
I'm
went
not-
3 minutes over.
So here, what you're saying is the chairman wasn't a very good chairman by not shutting her up. But I've gone through this before, and I think I know how to handle it and get.
I
this
think
done.
I think you're a star-spangled awesome chairman. I just want to say that for the record. But if you're going to let somebody over there go 3 minutes over, I want my extra 3 minutes.
Well,
Hey,
let's
he
see.
ain't lying,
Let's
though.
see
I
if
want
it's
my 3
abused by
minutes, too.
anybody
Listen,
else.
listen.
Make that decision.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to abuse it.
I'm not gonna let you abuse it.
You're a good man, Mr. Chairman.
That's like regular folks like we're at work doing the
Yeah.
same thing, talking shit. You know what I mean?
The fact that everyone has 7 minutes, you heard them, they have 7 minutes.
7
And
minutes.
she went over, and he just let her without even, there was no control. That's why those guys were really upset and just annoyed. You can see they're like, man, you just let her go and not stop her. 7 minutes. Now you've taken away from other people who are on the panel to ask the questions that they need to ask or say something. So I just found that so hilarious because if you go on TikTok and stuff, there's that one clip how you saw Senator Kennedy.
So she made a meme.
There's a lot of
made it to
memes
the
on
meme?
all that stuff, man. Bailey, it's funny as hell, man. I'm glad you watched this too. It's funny.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like he said, ask the 30,000, whatever the number was.
300,000, he said, law enforcement. Yeah.
Oh my God! Ask them, the ones that are actually that voted him in. So, the people have spoken, and sometimes people just need to move on. That's what us Samoans feel like. The word has been spoken. Move on to the next one, man. Sheesh.
Like enough. We're done. Let's move on. We know how you feel.
Yeah, man. So before we move on to the next one, what is your conclusion?
I think he's going to get voted through because it's well, there's three Republicans that might not vote for him. So who knows? It might be a tie, just like I forgot who had. Oh, Pete. I forgot his last name, but Secretary of State. It might be a tie, and the vice president might have to break that tie. But I think this guy is going to go through, and I think he'll do all right if he's like exposing stuff that should be exposed. That's what folks are looking at. If you're sweeping things under the rug, it's time to pick up the dirt and check out what's going on. And that's basically all in a nutshell what he's going to do. He said he's bipartisan, and he's just going to do his job. And so that's my take on this. I think it might be a while they hold the vote to vote him in. Hope maybe next week they'll vote him in, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think I honestly I don't know. I don't. This is my first time actually looking into this. You're basically our expert when it comes to
Oh, I
the
know
whole.
expert, bro.
Well, when it comes to us, the YOs, right? Yeah, you know more than I do because like I said, I slowly getting involved because I do. It does matter, right? But good luck on that. Good luck on whoever. If it that's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna tune in. But to the listeners, let us know who if you think he's gonna make it. Is he gonna get voted in or not? Let us know and hook your boy Morphanua up with some info too, so I can understand more about these stuff. But next one, we are gonna jump right to our girl. Well, see, I just said we were like non-biased. I also anyway, the next candidate that we're gonna go ahead and look at is Tulsi Gabbard, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's see right here. So the one you sent me was off of a news. So let's see what we got here. I
The
followed it
last
right.
no, the last one I sent you.
Okay, you want to play
Let's
that one? The one
yeah,
on,
let's
on X. The one on X. Gotcha.
yeah, let's start with that.
hmm And again, all these videos are we just reviewing it and just having a conversation.
All members of this committee were offered the opportunity for individual meetings with Tulsi, and if you chose not to meet with her, it's on you. I've done my homework. Here are the facts. Tulsi Gabbard's historic life began at birth. She's the first American Samoan-born member of Congress, period. She graduated.
Yo, drop a foul move. Yo,
I knew you were gonna do that.
yo, drop a foul move. And y'all Samoans better stand up.
Expand
real.
your video, bro.
What? Oh, don't worry about that. When it comes to the editing, shoot.
I don't care.
Oh, you
That
want
was
to see it?
yeah.
How do I do that?
Don't worry about it.
Right
No,
there?
no, go back. Just go back. Sorry about that.
What were you talking about?
Right on the
here?
video with no, not me. The video.
this. Boom.
Yes, there we go.
Let's hear that again, yo.
Homework. Here are the facts.
Hear the facts, motherfuckers.
Tulsi Gabbard's historic life began at birth. She's the first American Samoan-born member of Congress,
Hello.
period. She graduated from Hawaii Pacific University with a degree in business administration with a concentration in international business. In 2002, at age 21, Tulsi became the youngest woman in America ever elected as a state representative. That was not enough in 2003. She joined the Hawaii National Guard. When deployed, in her re-election, her opponent raised the issue, could you serve the people that elected you if in fact you were deployed? What did Tulsi do? She withdrew from her re-election campaign in order to continue to serve our country in the war on terror. This would not be the first or the last time Tulsi put her country above her career. After multiple deployments and serving in the Hawaii City Council, she was elected to the United States House of Representatives where she served 4 terms. Throughout her political career, she maintained her military service either in the National Guard or the Army Reserve. Media stories and anonymous rumors have questioned her qualifications, her patriotism, and whether she can be trusted, just to name a few. I refuse to question the qualifications of a woman who's worn the uniform of her nation for 22 years and never taken it off.
Amen.
No fewer than 5 times has the Department of Defense reviewed her security clearance and extended it. Every single time. If Tulsi's guilty of anything, it's that since she was born, her views, opinions, and beliefs have evolved to reflect her life's experiences. Winston Churchill once said, "Those that never change their minds never change anything." She served her city, her state, her country, while winning the support of the people she represented. She's fought in war, and yes, she's tried to stop wars. At the ripe age of 43, Tulsi has the life experiences that match or exceed most members of Congress. Tulsi was serving in uniform 3 years before some of us here today voted to create the Director of National Intelligence. Chairman Cotton, Vice Chairman Warner, members of the committee, it's my honor to support and to introduce to the committee Lieutenant Colonel Tulsi Gabbard. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
What do you think about the introduction?
And that was powerful. That was powerful, man. That's crazy.
Her background in a nutshell. And I know, you know how when he said, first American Samoa born, I think I saw in Congress, I believe I saw a comment on one of the thread saying that she's not the first American Samoan in Congress.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Well, people always, because, they think about Congressman Andy Famileo
Vaenga.
Yeah, they think of him. And so, I just wanted to bring that up. God rest his soul. He was such a great congressman representing. But then I think other people mentioning, well, she was the first American Samoan that can vote in Congress. Because,
Ooh,
being a congressman from American Samoa,
the
we don't
argument.
have voting rights. But I mean, just the fact that the way he introduced her and made that a point, American Samoa should be proud.
Yeah.
This is a very high appointee, a nomination for anyone from American Samoa. So, kudos to Lieutenant Colonel Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, y'all, but we're being biased on this one.
No, it's just being proud.
Yeah, proud. It
Very
still
proud.
sounds biased. It still sounds biased, yo. I'm trying to look up something because I keep saying that, right? Because I know that in the statement that the percentage-wise, American Samoan descendants are the ones that one of if not the highest, but within the top highest recruiting, and it is for the reserve. Because it's only the Army Reserve out there, so they recruit pretty heavy on that one.
Oh, yes.
And that's like we talked about before. That's what we were like. What? Well, at least for me, my personal opinion. That's why I said, man, she ain't a traitor. She ain't a spy. Like it's in our code. To me, it always goes back to like America. We're so used to like one race being leading this whole time, as the different minorities are taking up, the opportunity to lead and become leaders in our great nation. People just not accustomed to it, and they forget that we come from different backgrounds in the way we approach stuff. And loyalty is one of our big things. So shout out to Tulsi Gabbard, man.
And again, they haven't voted on it yet. So hopefully next week they'll vote. A lot. There's talk that she might. This is the one appointed that they are worried about that might not make it through.
Well, the only way we can get that done is for us listeners who follow Tulsi Gabbard or want to give the woman the chance to. There's been some that you sent out, right? That you can go talk to your own senator and let them know, voice your opinion that you do want her in the seat and stuff like that. But there's so many. I mean, these three names are very popular right now on social media. So
Right.
don't take we're just like two Simons that are like, hey, we want to have a say so too. How we feel about things, Joe. And the way I feel Mofanua is, yeah, she deserves a chance. I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, disagree with me too, Ely. I feel like if the VP had an opportunity to be a vice president, she never had the pedigree and background to do the same thing. What's the difference of having Tulsi be appointed for this position that Donald Trump given her?
I mean,
She's not the
everybody.
first.
Yeah, get a chance. Give her a chance. Give everybody a chance. If they don't do it, then let them go.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump, he's gonna fire people if they're not doing the job. He's already did a lot already in the less than like a week and stuff. So many has been, you're fired, you fired.
He's treating it. He's almost. Well, he is treating it like it's a public sector. I'm just like, this is crazy. But a lot of that firing is gonna be challenged. So
Yeah,
we'll see. But good luck, Tulsi Gabbard.
we're rooting for you. I'll do my part. Contact my Kentucky uh, senator or representative and do my part to put in a good word for you. Even with the Y-Oost too community, we will do our part. You know what, Ely, if you don't mind going to put that stuff together so we can like put a poll up or something to to help make this happen. I don't know. Or those that are tuning in, let's check out the comment here. There's a lot of people on right now, by the way. You know, to our audience, help us push this out for Tulsi, and we're gonna go from there, man.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. We're just saying.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. To each its own. Your decision. But imagine the world.
Go for it. Imagine what.
I just- That's kind of sad. I mean, that's what you're hearing, huh? And like, she's one that's most likely not going to have the opportunity to.
Well, hopefully, yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, one of the senators is your senator, Mitch McConnell, and and so we'll see. But that's the word out there. But we will know for sure next week. But I believe one of the four Republican who's always against it may have turned, and he sent it on Twitter. So we'll see. But
Yeah, the main one, the one that you sent me earlier. Yeah.
yeah,
hmm That he said because and they're trying to do hers in a closed door to where the Senate so Trump can get his way and
a lot of sneaky shit going on out there, man.
for real, man. And why does this matter to the Why Ooze podcast? Why does it matter, Ely?
It matters because we just want to make sure. I don't know why it matters. You tell me why it matters.
Well,
It's
you know why it
important of what's
matters to
going
me?
on.
It matters to me because my vote and my voice, my Social Security, because that's what we're known for, not by your name in America, but by numbers. It matters. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying tax, so I want my voice and my opinion to matter. That's why it matters. And if I don't even put in, an effort for it, and this is what happens. For also all the Democrats that didn't vote for Kamala, yeah, that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? You guys are all bitching and moaning the fact that Donald Trump is in seat right now, simply because you didn't do your part. And I'm just giving that as an example.
Yeah, people say they don't want to vote. They never voted in their life. those are the ones that shouldn't be talking right now because they didn't go vote. Voting does matter.
Yeah, but it's always the
I
one that don't do none of these, the ones that talk all the time.
Yeah, so what's going on in the world right now, it's very important. Just like tomorrow, the tariffs go into effect for China. China and Mexico, I think the 25%. So we're gonna see about that.
That
Some
tariff thing, I still don't understand it. Like I mean, from here, this is what I understand about the tariff thing. It's charging international businesses when they're importing stuff to our country. They're getting a tax on top of it because they never got taxed before, and we're the only one of the countries in the world that doesn't do that. But when we ship any of our products outside international, everybody just tax the crap out of us. That's my understanding of it.
someone who is a subject matter expert on the tariffs educate us because there's a lot of talks out there saying that because the 25% is going into effect tomorrow, that things are going to be more expensive coming into the United States. Things are going to go up. You're going to pay more because it's now being taxed. So things, I believe, things that like from Temu, how cheap it is.
Hmm.
Watch the prices on that. You know, a lot of things that made in China. It's going to be more expensive. So the companies who are buying from them, just like what you said, Mofuno, everything's going to come in, and the companies are just going to have to raise the price to cover their 25% that's being charged. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See if that benefits how that benefits the middle class, the lower class, and people out there saying it's only going to benefit the rich people, those 2%ers. Um, but I know that there's a bill. I don't know what the HR number is that they want to put in there. The White House want to put in there where the taxes, no tax for the American people. The paychecks, no tax on tips and all that stuff. So the bill's going to be introduced, I think, real soon. I gotta look at the bill. You gotta remind me so I can look the actual bill and look into it. But maybe that would help out. Maybe that's what the goal is. If they stop taxing our paychecks, then all that money that used to be taxed can go back into, you know, the economy. We'll see about that. I
That's
ain't no
gonna be
subject matter
very
expert.
interesting, man.
Hmm.
That's gonna be an interesting one to see if it actually happened because I've read that it takes well they're saying that it's possible that the bill can get passed. We're talking about the tax now. Excuse me. The earliest it can happen is sometimes like towards the end of the year because normally it'll take a whole year before Biden's party with the tax that the current one has to expire, where it can get where the newcomer comes in and then implements theirs, right? But it's going to be interesting to see how that all works out because man. Speaking of taxes, man, when I got paid, I'm looking at them like, why am I paying so much for? And this is just me. This is my own personal opinion. Why am I paying for Medicaid? And one of my buddies are like, Yoangi, aka John, was like, well, for those people in need. I'm like, well, shit, I got kids. You know what I'm saying? I got 100 first cousins that need help, my help. Like I got a good health insurance. Why do I need to pay extra? That it's just stuff like that that just doesn't make no sense to me. Like I'm okay to there should be a waiver fee. Like a waiver form to where you can waive yourself. Like no, I don't want to owe because somebody said that. Oh, it's for your Social Security. Bitch, I ain't gonna get my Social Security when I retire. You know what I'm saying?
You
You
probably be
talking?
dead by the time, and
I'm
then you
like,
be
hello.
punished when you take out your Social Security before a certain age. So
My point is just like there's always these excuses. We are in an age where there's so many people that can make a living without relying on corporate or the government funds. And I know that's what Donald Trump stands for. Not that I didn't vote for Trump, by the way, y'all. In case people be like, man, these guys are just all about Trump. No, I didn't vote for him. I actually voted for Kamala. And why did I do that? Because I just wanted a different opportunity. I'm not a political person. I was like, what? Shit. I was just thinking of like, well, Queen Elizabeth and all these other leaders, they did a good job with it. The Queen of Tonga, they did a good job. Well, sure, let's give a woman a chance. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how San Francisco feels about her.
her her area, because she's from Oakland, so
Or the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Regardless how the California people feel about her. I'm just like, give somebody a chance, But yeah, I'm just like, that would be nice to see that if it really does. you know, only time can tell, right?
Yep. Well, let's talk about your guy.
RFK Jr. I finally got it right. This one right here, yeah, we're gonna close it out with RFK Jr. and how he got bashed. He's very known. Did you see that one where his own cousin?
Oh yeah.
His own cousin. And by the way, that song "Sweet Caroline," it was from her. She was the original. That's Caroline. That whatever the singer was, what's his name? That rock.
He was
dude or
the
country
singer was
dude.
singing to her about her.
Yeah, it was when he Neil something or what it's not ringing in my head, but the song was written because he was at something and he's like, wow, look at her, man, that's such a sweetheart. You know how everybody just loved the Kennedys and stuff at that time, so he was inspired and then he wrote a song, Sweet Caroline, and that's where it came from. Allegedly, I could be wrong, but that's just what I know.
I was gonna say I never heard that, but that's pretty cool if it is,
Yeah,
what you're
look
saying.
it up, y'all. Look it up, and I hope I'm right, but look it up. Yep.
I think it's Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond. Yeah, he was inspired by that stuff. Yep. So, because you watched it, you can look that up while I play this one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Kennedy, I want to start with something that I think you and I agree on, and that is that Big Pharma has too much power in Washington. You said that President Trump asked you to, quote, clean up corruption and conflicts. Sounds great. You've said that you will, quote, slam shut the revolving door between government agencies and the companies they regulate. That also sounds great. So here's an easy question. Will you commit that when you leave this job, you will not accept compensation from a drug company, a medical device company, a hospital system, or a health insurer for at least 4 years, including as a lobbyist or a board member?
Can you just repeat the last part of the question? Can I commit
You're
to
not going
what?
to take money from drug companies in any way, shape, or form.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to commit to that.
Okay, good. That's what I figured. I said it's an easy question to start with. And I think you're right on this.
I don't think
question.
any of them want to give me money, by the way.
Right. Let's keep going. You're right, because to say yes, because every American has the right to know that every decision you make as our number one health officer is to help them and not to make money for yourself in the future. So I want to talk more about money. I'm looking at your paperwork right now. In the past 2 years, you've raked in $2.5 million from a law firm called Wisner Baum. You go online, you do commercials to encourage people to sign up with Wisner Baum to join lawsuits against vaccine makers. And for everyone who signs up, you personally get paid. And if they win their case, you get 10% of what they win. So if you bring in somebody who gets $10 million.
Okay, we get it. Affiliated marketing. Yeah. I mean, you got to bring up. You still want to listen to this whole thing before?
No. She's just going on and on and on.
Let me just go on. Yeah, because it's just. I'm sorry. I'm cutting it a little bit forward because to this is like if you're a motivational speaker, we all know everybody gets paid for that. So her first question kind of threw me off. I'm like, I mean, what was the Democrat? What's her name? Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. Yep.
Everybody knows everybody in the Senate and whoever is in leader is going to get something. We all know that. That's not a good enough argument.
And for 4 years afterwards.
Well, I'll certainly commit to that while I'm secretary. But I do want to clarify something because you're making me sound like a shill. I put
You're the
together
one who
that
got-
case. I did the Science Day presentation to the judge on that case to get it into court
Mr.
without a
Kennedy,
hearing.
Mr. Kennedy, it's just a really simple question.
Yeah,
You've taken in $2.5 million. I want to know if you will commit right now that not only will you not go to work for drug companies, you won't go to work suing the drug companies and taking your rake out of that while you're a secretary and for 4 years after. It's just,
I'll commit to not taking any fees from drug companies while I'm secretary.
I'm asking about fees from suing drug companies. Will you agree not to do that?
You're asking me to not sue drug companies,
No,
and I'm
you
not
can
going to agree
sue
to that,
drug
Senator.
companies as much as
What is she talking about? She's talking about after, because we know that he's suing these drug companies. And then, of course, if he wins, he's going to give him. What is she getting at, though?
She's trying to get him to say you're not going to sue. That's what I'm hearing. This is just me hearing. Are you going to commit not to suing the drug company? But she keeps rambling on. I don't. It's just. She don't let him finish answering her question. Then she piles up with another question. Like, let the man answer. Then.
But he's been getting that for a lot of them. There was a lot of them that every time Robert F. Kennedy goes up, same with Tosi, same with the other guy. It was like there's never a time for them to explain themselves. They always just want to bash them with their histories and what this was said and that was said, and they're not giving the people the right. And again, guys, this is why you still want to listen to this? Guys,
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because there's time when
the world is going. Go ahead, carry on.
That's why when we listen to these hearings, it's like answer your question and then let the person answer. You keep cutting the person off. It gets annoying. Then and all these the candidate nominees, they've been holding their ground. They just sit there and let the senators basically raise their voices, start yelling at them and screaming and asking question upon question. It's like, imagine if that was me. I would be like, may I answer the first one before you ask the next one? And they kept on, which one do you want me to answer? You want me to answer the first one, the second, third, or the last one you just asked? Like, damn.
No, I get it. And that's why. And the media, the main media, still doesn't get it. Like, that old tactic doesn't work anymore because podcasts, social media, what do you call it? Those people that are social media figures, like people are tuning into that.
Mm-hmm.
And able to at least hear whoever the group is coming on the platform to have a conversation, allowing them to speak. Because that's why you brought them on. People are tuning in to RFK, Tosi, and the other guy, Kosh. They're not tuning in to the senators and hearing them taking up the whole show. Because I think that's what a lot of us, I want to say a lot of us, myself, when I'm listening to somebody, I'm like, I don't know who that is, then I'll just turn it off. Because I don't want to hear them bickering. I don't want to say bicker, it just doesn't make no sense. I would love to see like Candace Owens or just a whole bunch of the young ones come up there and be the ones ask the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least we know that that's coming from curiosity. Like, well, why did you do it? Or why is this? Why is that? And just let them speak. I think that's why a lot of the young ones are catching a lot of fame. Somebody like, and I'm going to go pivot left, somebody like Taylor Swift, a singer. Her innocent and just her just being herself character gravitates a lot of her fans. As you know, she's very popular. Why does that happen? Because there's a lot of innocent girls or women now can relate to her. So it's about relatability, right? I mean, that's at least how I feel.
Everything's relatable. That's very relevant. Like you mentioned earlier about, who people want to listen to. They're listening to more of the independent news, people who have their podcasts, people who are influencers on social media. That's where they rather hear from those individuals and then to actually hearing from, you know, like you said, the senators. Now the senators are trying to get up hip with all the social media stuff, because it used to be allegedly controlled media. Everything was controlled allegedly. It was only certain media that can enter these rooms. But now all are invited. Just like the White House briefing. You see how packed it is right now? The first briefing, I mean, I haven't seen that room so crowded in a long time. But allegedly over 300 or 400 uh, media folks, their passes were revoked, and now they got it all back. So yeah,
And that's how it should be. It's so far. Well, we'll fight. We'll see as the year or the months pass by. Right. We will see.
yep. And I hope Robert F. Kennedy, wish him luck. Wish him luck. Hopefully he gets through. They give him an opportunity. Everyone deserves a chance, and let's see this man make America healthy again. I guess the whole Maha. I think they're just really going after him, Tulsi, because they were former Democrats. Now they're eating their own. I mean, what happened to just how about leave the Democrat and Republican aside and just think about the people? The people are the ones that put you in. This is the government's people. This is not your government. Like you mentioned earlier, all these senators they come in there supposed to serve the people, and then all of a sudden their interest goes different, and then money they come out richer than they went in. Allegedly, that's what a lot of people are talking about. But this this country, the people is for the people. And close out on this whole RFK situation. I wish him the best. What do you think about it?
Well, I'm just going to kind of piggyback on what you're saying. Like when you say that allegedly that a lot of them is going off of it. Yeah, we know, but the popular names that we mentioned are making a living off of this, right?
Hmm.
But somebody like AOG, she's like an advocate of like she's not gonna take no bribes. She's trying to do the right thing. Shout out to her. The only thing about her, she just kind of pivot me to the left is when she talked about my girl Tulsi Gabbard. Other than that, I'm back to where I can see her stands for it. But at the same time, for me, I'm like, well, you're in the seat of power, and if you're not willing to take that for yourself, and it kind of sucks to just be that one stand person, right? To try to do the right thing. Like
Hmm.
our country has been so used to corruption. And well, the world, we've seen it. Corruption has been there that everybody's just like, what am I trying to say here? Like so immune to it. It's like when I can only describe it like when living in the hood, when you hear gunshots, you don't even duck. You just kind of
Hmm.
go like it's nothing. Like you just kind of check to see like is that nearby? And it's just like a
Yeah.
normal thing or somebody dead. You see like the Hennessy. Remember in the Bay and Hunters Point, like
Hmm.
you walk out, like, oh, somebody died right there. And the only reason why you know that because there's like $100 bills, Hennessy bottles on the sidewalk, and that's what I'm like. To me, I'm like, wow. With all these new changes, it's kind of surreal. I mean, the three people that President Trump has picked is that's a cool diversity. That's what I see. You gotta. I don't know if he's Indian. Kosh is Indian or Egyptian or whatever. I don't know what nationality he is, but so, with Tulsi being Samoan and then Robert F. Kennedy being an American, I mean, a white person, it's pretty cool to see diversity in there. So, what do I think about all this? Hopefully, I just want to see at the end of the race, see how they do.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to
It's
clean up a lot. It doesn't matter even if they get it. That's a lot of stuff that they got to clean up on. And of course, you won't see their work done until the next person comes in, and it kind of sucks because now you got somebody maybe corrupted, fuck that whole shit up, and then you see all the good thing for a little bit, but that person ends up being like praised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's where I'm at with that.
Hey, let me go back on the Neil Diamond, the
Mm,
Sweet Caroline. So
yeah.
I'm reading off of the American Songwriter, behind the meaning and woman of Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline. Though it was always believed that Neil Diamond's 1969 anthem Sweet Caroline was about the daughter of late President John F. Kennedy, he initially revealed that the woman behind the song was his wife at the time,
Oh.
or was it? Hey, not done.
Mm.
So his wife's name, Marsha. Oh my gosh, this thing just covered it. Oh well. He was writing a song in Memphis, Tennessee for a session, revealed Diamond. I needed a syllable name. The song was about my wife at the time. Her name was Marsha, and I couldn't get a Marsha rhyme. The story doesn't end there. Previously, Diamond said that Caroline Kennedy had nothing to do with the inspiration behind the track, but the real meaning behind the song was inspired by an innocent, sweet photograph Diamond saw of the then president's daughter as a child.
Mm-hmm.
After Diamond's 2000 performance of the song at Caroline Kennedy's 50th party, he later said the song was about the early photograph he saw of her in a magazine.
Yeah.
That's a cool, I never knew about that.
You're welcome. Like I say, y'all Mofanua just knows here, this and that, like little bits that I can't be able to describe the whole thing, but I did hear it.
Yeah, you sure did.
Yeah. And we're gonna end it with our do you have posts, motivational posts for us today before we end this night?
Let's see what we have here. I did have it. Let me pull it up. True success isn't climbing the highest mountain. It's helping others reach their peaks too.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. I wish that your our circle understands that and just but unfortunately we live in a world where even the people that you're close to don't see your dreams, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like and that's such a powerful saying right there, man. But hey, look at us. We
We're
have this
building our
dream.
community, bro. Just keep that dream forward. And the main important thing is we have the dream. We talked about it, but now we are already acting on it. And the main important thing is action. It's all about our action, and we're doing it. We're here live. We're doing our live. We're still doing our interviews with with our guests. And so,
We're hitting the
mhm.
milestone though. You know, and just a call to action to everybody tuning in. Even we appreciate y'all for tuning into the live, but also once this is mastered and going to our podcast because it's growing numbers. We urgently ask you to share our podcast, our channel, our YouTube channel, our Facebook, our TikTok, and IG because to reach us, we're trying to hit these following subscription. So if you can help us share the message out there, that we would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, and don't forget, man, we only got like about 10 more of these in stock. The red hat, the white oos, you know, purchase it on our whiteoos.com. That will help us grow and elevate.
Amen.
For real. But you know what? I was gonna close it out real quick, but I was going back to how you were saying medicine, right? That JFK, I mean Robert F. Kennedy, with the whole him if he does become in that position, and to fight for medicine. I was going off of like Dr. Ofisa's how he said that you don't need ibuprofen or Motrin. Sometimes you gotta let your body, you know, take care of itself.
Heal.
Because
Yep.
and, and we're so and I'm a believer in that. I truly a believer in that because that that's why they're attacking everybody, even with Tulsi Gabbard and Kush. It's like they're standing on the true value of life, but we have all these whoever these rich people are, whoever these imagination people we keep talking about, that's been tearing them down because of money and power. It's just nice to see literally change actually happening and bringing like people that's not out of the ordinary. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And our government, it's like they're like pulling teeth. They're really at edge with it. I mean, look at the reaction. Just the way they're just like there's no more class allowing other people to talk, and then, it's just it's reality that's showing, and that's one thing I'm so grateful for our country because you see the bad, the ugly, and the good. You know what I'm saying? And our government is a great example of that. They're not perfect. They're not perfect, but they have fuck. They're trying to figure this shit out too, baby. You know what I mean? So hats off to all of them. All of them. Hats off to all of them.
They're trying to figure out the mess that they created.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's decades of stuff that they have to fix. So, yeah.
That's what I got out of it. I feel like both parties are trying their beliefs, but then of course there's always those people, and you know it, we know it, everybody knows it. Whether at you at work, your family, your relationship, there's always somebody that's gonna try to tear you down, man. But all we can say to you all, if you need a place to help you elevate, I mean to help stimulate your mind and bring some joy and positive, tune into the White House podcast.
Come on board with us. Come talk to us. We can talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. It's a healthy thing to do.
And I'm Morphanua.
And I'm Ely.
Follow you. All right, cuz. Good night, man. We done did it.
Yep. Don't stop the
Oh, yeah, you're
recording.
right.
Stop the recording.
And let it alone.
Yep.
I'm so glad you remember that from your